Welcome to / back to Talking Swift. I'm Jess Rodolphe.
I'm Meggles.
And I'm Rubee.
And this was recorded April 20th, 2024. And please note, it will contain spoilers.
For the new album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But hopefully you'll have listened to it already by now.
So.
Oh, and also a note, we're going to talk about the news, but we're going to do it after we talk about the album. Because that's kind of part of the news, and it's the most important part.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start.
The area of our podcast where we record this is called the Tortured Podcast Department. Is it too late to change our name to that? Because after this, I was just like, oh, I feel it in my soul. So I guess let's start with, when did you listen to it?
Okay, so I tried to listen to it right at midnight, or 9 o'clock for me, because I'm on the West Coast, so I got advantage of that. But I tried, and I pushed play, and it wouldn't play. And I was like, what's happening? It's not playing. And I kept trying, and it wasn't playing. I tried clicking on a different song, and it started playing, and I stopped it right away. And I was like, okay, now I'm going to go back and try to play Fortnite again, because I wanted to listen to it in order. And then I got it to work. But apparently Spotify was having trouble with the amount of Swifties that were trying to listen.
I had a similar thing. I was trying to listen at 9 o'clock. I hit play, and Long Live started playing. My reactions on video, I was like, did I just get rickrolled by Taylor? Because it said it was playing Fortnite, and I was like, this is Long Live. And you could just see my face. God. This is not the new album.
We need to post that clip.
I was like, yeah. This isn't Fortnite. So
I was just like, it's not playing.
Oh so did you guys also listen to the anthology when it came out?
I did.
At the time?
I did, because I was still up and I wasn't ready to go to bed at that point. So I did. I listened to the whole thing that night.
I did not, because I was supposed to be in bed by 10, and I didn't finish listening to the album until like 10:15, and I was a little wine drunk, and I was laying in bed, and then at 11 o'clock, I saw she announced the anthology, and I was like, I have work in the morning, and I have to be up at 6. Taylor, I don't have another hour. I can't. So then I had to spend my entire work day being like, no, because my coworker wanted to play the album. I was like, please don't.
Oh my god.
So I listened to it last night without wine because I had a bad headache.
So my story is I'm working really stupid hours at work right now, which means I work 10 hours every day. So when I saw it was coming out at midnight, I just cried a bit inside because I knew I wouldn't be able to listen to it until I got home the following night, like the next 7:30 p.m. that night. And I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning because I was going to listen to the album before I went to work. And then when I woke up and I saw that she released the double album, I was like, girl, I don't have 2 hours to listen to this right now. I allotted 1 hour to this, and I'm still tired. So you know what? I'm just gonna not start this, and I'll just listen to the whole thing after work instead. So that's what
thought
happened.
about that when it announced. I was like, oh no. Rubee has no idea, and I told her to get up an hour early to listen to it.
Oh man!
Oh no!
I did. I woke up. I set my alarm, and I was like, okay, if I wake up at 4:30, I'll have some coffee. Then it'll be done by like 5:30, 5:45. Get ready, leave the house by 6. Perfect. And then when I woke up, I was like, Taylor.
2 hours.
I only have 1. And so I was like, well, I'll just listen to the whole thing at night. So I had to go I muted all of my socials, and I tried so hard but then I forgot at one point, and I accidentally opened like TikTok, and I saw a thing, and I was so mad. I ruined one song for myself, and I was so mad about it.
TikTok's the worst one too. You'll have to
ruined
reveal
the
it to us
poo.
later.
Okay, so I muted everything and I was trying so hard to stay off socials because I was trying so hard not to create bias or opinion or see anything before I listened. And then and then I would get bored and then I'd go on my phone, click, and I'd be like, oh no! And close it again like as quickly as possible. So it was a hard day.
That's why I was trying to keep the chat as spoiler free as possible.
Yeah.
Like I messaged Meggles something because I remembered something while I was laying in bed, and I was like, I don't want to say it in the group, but so I don't forget.
Yeah, I ruined one song for myself, which I think is pretty good considering there's 31 songs.
Yeah.
There's only one that I ruined, sort of, and I'll talk about it when we get to that song.
So I was curious this morning. I was like, because we discussed it. The first half, now that we know it's only the first half, was an hour and 1 minute. So I was like, so how long is it with the 31 songs? Somehow, with less songs, because 15 songs, and no 5-minute songs, she made it an hour and 1 minute. So it was 2 hours and 2 minutes. I was like, how?
That's crazy. Yeah, when I saw the new half, I was like, oh my god, these are all kind of like shorter-ish songs than the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it somehow still adds up to an hour and 1 minute, which makes 2 2s, because the album is now 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Oh my god, I'm stupid. I didn't even Taylor.
So that was my 8 a.m. revelation.
So yeah, I was midway through, I was only 10 or so songs in when she dropped the music video. That's how late I listened to this album. I was so sad, and I was like, damn it, I can't listen to the music video or watch the music video right now because I want to finish the album first. So I didn't get to watch the video until 2 hours later.
Well, I just
video this morning.
That's what I was about to say. I just watched it this morning. Oh my gosh.
I'm already watching, reacting to everything. I might as well just get the music video out of the way.
We're not going to discuss the video because that's going to be a different episode, but it was just weird seeing him without tattoos. I just want to say that.
I literally said that in my reaction video to the...
I was like, no, he's naked. Put him back. Put him back.
Should we get started?
Okay, let's get started.
Oh my god.
31 songs.
This was an experience. I will tell you that. This was an experience.
I was going to say, I guess before we go into it, I should share what I discovered last night. I told you because it was in the group chat. The TPD 13 was to tell us 31
songs. Yep.
I was like, even if this counts as 2 albums, it would only be 11 and 12, not 13. Then I was like, wait a minute. 31. Baskin Robbins us.
There's definitely songs that stuck out more to me than others, so some I don't have a whole lot of opinions on compared to other ones. So that was all I was gonna say, because there's so many songs, my brain can only retain my most favorite ones,
Yeah.
There's so much to digest in this album.
Yeah, I went through and took notes on the lyrics. So I was wait, what?
Yeah, most of my notes are just
oh my god,
remind myself what this song is, because my brain, there was so much.
Oh my god,
to remind myself what it sounded like and what song it is.
Well, I guess we should go through the track list. Yeah. So Fortnite.
I was gonna say, Rubee, you were looking forward to the song the most because you love Post Malone.
I love Post Malone, and I was so excited for this song, and I'm not gonna lie, I was slightly disappointed in how little it didn't feel like Post Malone had a huge part in the song. And I saw someone be like, oh well, he got the bridge, that's sacred, and I'm like, okay, but compared to the other feature, it just felt like he got kind of the short end of the stick on the song. I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and it was a very Post Malone vibe of the song. I was like, this is very Post Malone while I was listening to the song. But I just wish that there was a little bit more posty in it. I was a little sad. I don't know if you guys felt that his feature seemed a little small.
Honestly, I didn't even know who Post Malone was before this, so it didn't stick out to me.
And I was like looking forward to it, and I'm like, where is he? Where is he? When's he gonna come in? And he came in like right at the end, and I was like, oh, it just kind of felt like they just shoved him right on the end, and I don't know. I was kind of sad about it, but it was still a really good song, and I do love the song. It's very catchy, and I'm really happy that they did a collab together. I was just sad that he wasn't in it as much as I thought he was gonna be. I do really love the song.
I liked it way more than I thought I would. I'm not a big Post Malone fan. His music's usually just not my vibe. Nothing against him. It's just not my vibe. But I was like, oh, their harmonies together are really nice.
They do mesh really well together.
I liked it, though. I liked it way more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I liked it more than I thought I would, too, because I was just so scared to listen to the album in general.
I was really scared to press play.
I was so scared to press play. And so I was kind of shocked, like, wait, I really like this. I'm really vibing. I just wrote down my notes. I was like, OMG, 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 what the heck? So I think I was surprised by the sound, but I liked it. It was a good surprise. The lyric, I want to kill her, I was like, what?
My jaw, I was like, did she just say that?
Yeah. And then I want to kill him, I was like, what?
My jaw dropped a little bit at the my husband. I was like,
I didn't even hear that, I don't think.
My husband is cheating. I want to kill him. I was like,
I heard that the second time I listened to it, but I didn't hear it the first time, I don't think, because I didn't react.
I think I was the same. All I heard was like, I want to kill him and I want to kill her, and I was like, oh my god. There was a lot that I didn't pick up on the first time I listened. It was just really overwhelming. There's a lot of new lyrics that like I was trying to just listen, and I was trying to just listen to everything once through. I didn't want to go back and listen again. I was trying to just do one listen through of the entire album kind of thing.
Same. But yeah,
I also noticed a Florida reference, and I was like,
same.
Oh,
I heard him say Florida, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, moved to Florida. I was like,
so I was like, oh wait,
already?
Is that pointing out the Florida song? Interesting. And by the time it was halfway in, I was vibing. Like I liked it a lot.
It's a good vibe. That's Post Malone. He's got good vibes, and so I was like, this is a very Post Malone song. I feel like he had a good amount to do with the sound of it, because it's very, like, he's got that mellow vibe, but I wanted him to be in it a little bit more, but I was still really happy with the collab. It's not a disappointing collab. I'm still really happy that it exists, and I will be listening to it on repeat, but I wish there was a little bit more posty. He seems really happy with the song, so I'm happy with it.
All right.
The title track.
The title track.
Not how I thought it was going to sound.
I know, same. I was surprised.
It was really fun to see how the way she sang the Tortured Poets Department.
That is one of the notes I wrote down, too. At the end, I was like, I wasn't sure she was gonna actually say the title and that it was gonna sound good musically and lyrically, you know, but it did. She made it work.
She somehow worked it out, and I was pleasantly surprised with My other note is that it reminded me of All Too Well because of the leaving the thing at someone's house. I don't know. That was like my first initial. It reminded me of the red scarf. It just reminded me of that being left at someone else's house thing with the typewriter. Very catchy. I wasn't expecting it to be the way it was.
The typewriter line at the beginning got me, and then I heard the "Who uses typewriters anyway?" and I was shocked. I was like, "What?" And I wrote down that I really like this one. Less than a minute into the song, I was already like hooked. Hooked. And the golden retriever line had me being like, "Oh."
That made me know who it was about.
I was like, that's cute.
That line made me it clicked for me who it was. I really liked this one. This was another one I wasn't so sure I would like.
Yeah, same.
But like, I have notes to look up because I was like, I don't know who Dylan Thomas or Patti Smith is. I know what the Chelsea Hotel is because I lived in New York, so I know the Chelsea Hotel. So I was like, I don't know any of this. But then when she said you smoke and ate 7 bars of chocolate, I was like, oh, my stomach hurts from thinking about that.
Honestly, I was surprised at how many times she mentioned weed in this album. Like, I didn't think she was gonna, like, lean into that so hard, and it's really funny hearing people be like, she doesn't do drugs, but it's like,
and heroin.
Midnights, and then now, yeah, right? I was like, a lot of drug references in this one, but
And then the next line of "We declare Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist," I was like, yes!
I like freaked out because I love Charlie Puth. I love him, and I was like, no way, she just said that.
I was like, well, he's gonna be a bigger artist now.
I've been trying to watch his socials to see if he's responded or acknowledged that he's in her song yet. In the title track. He's in the title track, and I don't even know if he's responded or acknowledged it yet, but...
The Jack line had me in shock as well.
Oh, yes! I screamed!
I didn't even know exactly what she said about Jack, I don't think, but I was like, wait, what? When she said Jack, I was like...
Okay, yeah, I do remember that, like, very vaguely.
And then the ring line had me gasping. And that's the closest thing I've come to my heart exploding. I was like, oh my god.
I'm pretty sure in my reaction video, I paused it when the ring line happened. I was like, oh my god, and yeah.
The Jack line, I was like, who's Lucy? We know who Jack is, but who's Lucy? And then the ring line, I was like,
yeah, I made the same note that I need to look up those people because I don't know who Dennis Thomas or the other.
And I was just sighing a lot towards the end because I was sad, but I really liked it.
I made that note about the end when I finished Clara Bow. I was like, oh, well, at least I get to hear the black dog in the manuscript. And then when I finished the whole album, I was like, well, now I'm sad because I don't have any bonus tracks to look forward to.
Yeah, I know. Ready for the next? My boy only breaks his favorite toy.
It's more upbeat than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know why I expected it to be like a really slow, like sad song, but it was more upbeat than I was expecting. So I was very happy. I love this song.
Right at the start, I was like, oh my god. Like right at the beginning. I was shocked by the sound, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I was,
It gave me very Cruel Summer vibes. Which makes sense. Because that's the song with Shiny Toy.
Oh, that's true.
Then with all the Kens, he took me out the box. I was like, oh, it's because we call her Barbie.
And I wrote down that it was my favorite so far. This was the first song that I loved. Like, I really liked the other two, but...
My favorite kept changing the more I listened to
I know!
But I think I agree. I think this was the first one I was like, oh my god! Like,
yeah.
I didn't have a favorite until much later. I was enjoying them, but none of them had, like, clicked for me yet. And then later, it clicked for me.
This one definitely clicked for me. I kept writing down, I love this song. I'll tell you that he runs because he loves me. I was like, oh my god. And then once I fix me, he's gonna miss me. I was like, oh my god, I love that line. That line really stuck out. And then, so I was like only halfway through the song and I was like, I love this and there's still so much left. There's still so much of the song left.
That's what I loved about this album is that so many of the songs were so long. I was like, oh my god, I love this. And there's still like half the song left. Like it's not even close to being done right now.
Yeah. Down bad.
I really like this one.
Me too.
This turned into my new next favorite when I listened to this one right after.
Yeah.
This was the last song I heard explicitly in my first listen because I accidentally clicked One More Release because I was like, what's that? And it put me in the clean version. So this was the last song I heard. I realized, I'll tell you what song I realized it on. I realized I was listening to the clean version when I got to The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. I was like,
you missed so many explicit songs in there. There's like 5 of them that you missed. Oh.
I went back and re-listened to them after.
Oh my god.
Wait, what did you click? What did it say?
So at the bottom of Spotify, it said One More Release. And I was like, oh, what's this? I thought it would drop down to show me what it was. And instead it took me to the clean version.
I know. I was wondering what that was too, but I didn't click on it until I was done with the album.
I stupidly clicked on it, thinking it was going to be a drop down. And then when I got to The Smallest Man, I'm like, I thought there were more curses in this album, and then I was like, "Is I'm not."
There were a lot.
Okay.
There was a lot.
I've since gone back and listened to them.
It's a very
The
explicit
way they're
album.
No, I knew that as soon as that like weird sound at the beginning started, I was like, I love this song.
Yeah,
I love it already.
that's what I said too. Oh my god, I was like, what is that?
I was like, this is so cool of a sound. I'm so excited. I don't even know any of the lyrics, but I love it already.
And then I was like, crying at the gym. Fuck it if I can't
Yeah.
have him.
The bridge, just everything.
I-
There's
Oh
so many
yeah,
good
the
bridges in
bridge.
this album.
The bridge.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
like, what the hell? And then I heard I heard In Blood, and I was like, seriously? What is that lyric?
This was the first one I made the note. I was like, because did you take all my old clothes just to leave me here naked and alone? I noticed she mentioned clothes a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened? But the wake up in blood made me think of the bloody dress.
Mm.
I can't think of blood soaked dress. I think it's My Tears Ricochet.
Oh, that's You're
You're
on
on
Your
Your
Own.
Own.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I know it references something else.
The twin lines stick out to me because doesn't she have one about twin flame?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the song.
That's all too
but-
well.
Too well.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, yeah. I heard the twin, and I was like, twin.
Did the twin flame leave you bruised?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. I was heartbroken.
I listened to this song and I was like, and this isn't even So Long London. That's the next one.
Yeah. I know.
She
Yep.
mentions the ship a lot too. I've noticed she mentions the ship in
Really?
a couple of songs.
Huh, I didn't even notice that at all. Ready for So Long London?
No.
At the beginning, I loved the sound of it at the beginning.
I don't know if you guys had the same, but it kind of reminded me of Death by a Thousand Cuts with the my.
Yeah.
Okay, that was, I think I mentioned that in my reaction. I was like, this kind of reminds me of the start of that one.
I said the same thing. This was the first song I cried too.
Yeah, I sighed a lot.
The stitches line, because Glitch has a thing about stitching together or something, I think.
Mm.
So that one stuck out to me. And then I stopped CPR.
Yeah.
Because of You're Losing Me is the tempo
Yep.
of CPR.
Yeah.
And her stopping, I was like, oh no!
This had another clothes reference, by the way.
Where?
Wet through my
Oh.
clothes, weary bones caught the chill. I was like,
Oh my god. The Two Graves, One Gun stuck out to me. I was like, what? And then I was heartbroken. And Died on the Altar.
I was like, did he leave her at the altar? What?
This song killed me.
Also, my spine split from carrying us up the hill. Like,
Oh my god.
the entire thing was just.
At the end, I was like, I love that song, but it killed me.
Also, I'm getting my color back into my face. I was thinking about Lover, how her face has all the colors on it. I was just like, oh. This song hit me hard because, I'm getting married. And I was like, that's my biggest fear is him leaving me at the altar.
Oh my god.
So this one hit me, that line. I was like,
Yeah, I love it. I love this song.
Yeah.
By this point, I was like, okay, I'm hooked in this album already.
The other last note that I made about this one was that I loved the way she used the word so long to finish a sentence and then also used it to carry into So Long London. Like, I really loved that.
I did.
I love the way, like, it both meant so long to London, like the city, but also so long London boy.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if maybe she affectionately used to call him London.
Maybe.
Because it sounded like a cutesy nickname. I was just like, oh, the double meaning.
She likes the double meanings.
Yeah. Okay.
But Daddy, I love him. Oh my god.
I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces.
I was like,
He's
yeah,
so
Taylor, you should see my face.
I was
Okay.
shocked when she said that I'm having his baby line. I was like, what? And then she said the next line. I was like laughing.
Okay, so I'll have to tell you, I got really high before I listened to this the first time. Like, I got really high, and then I did the album listen through for the first listen. And I didn't even pick up that she'd said that earlier in the song. I only picked up on that line on the very last time she said it. So I was just like, did she just end the song with that? And then when I did the second listen through, she says it like throughout the song.
I didn't pick it up the first time because I was just listening to the lyrics. I wasn't looking at them, so I was like, I didn't hear everything. But
yeah, I didn't pick up that she'd said it like throughout. I thought she just said it at the end. So I was like, oh my god, what a way to end the song. Like, she literally just went psych at the end, and I didn't even clue in that she'd said it earlier.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was part of the chorus until the last one. I think it's because she emphasized it differently, and I was like, what?
Yeah, she like,
I think
it was
she
like
made
the
it
last
bigger
line of the song too, right? So it just like, I was just like, oh my god.
I
listening to this high the first time was a great decision. No regrets. Though I definitely missed a lot.
I had like 2 glasses of wine while listening to it. I was drinking wine while I was listening to it, and as things hit hard, I was like,
Well, the thing for me is, I was high and she kept mentioning weed, and I was like, hee, it's amazing. I love this.
Yeah, no, the bridge had me shocked, and I was like, oh my god, is this about us? And I was crying.
I was thinking that. I had the TikTok song of, wait, is this Play About Us?
Also, is this the first sort of like, because she has a few like Western style storytelling sort of vibe. There was a couple that gave me kind of country-esque,
yeah,
like back to her roots sort of vibes. And is this one of them? I can't remember. It was like a storytelling one, so I'm trying to remember if it had the Western feel to it or not.
I don't think so.
I can't remember.
I think
but there was a couple that I noted that had kind of, it reminded me of like her really old stuff, country sort of feel, and the storytelling aspect.
I don't remember. I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't.
Anyways,
I don't know. Anyway, next, Fresh Out the Slammer.
Oh, you know what? It might have been this one.
It might have been this one. Yeah.
Vibe.
I really like the sound in the background. Like, there are so many different sounds in this album, in each song. Like, there's very different, you know what I mean?
So I just pressed play on it just for 1 second to see it, and it literally started with that, like, country saloon sort of twang. So I was like, yep, it was definitely this one that gave me the like, walking into a Western like saloon with the flappy doors. You know,
yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, or like chains. Because when I first played it, because it's fresh out the slammer, so it reminded me of like creaking in a jail. That kind of feel.
It was not what I was not expecting this to be like a country sort of sounding song, but I really liked it.
Yeah, me too.
So this is a song I messaged Meggles about because he says, to the ones who say I'm the girl of his American dreams, it made me think of King of My Heart. I'm his American queen. And I was like, oh my god. And then the imaginary rings part, I was like,
yeah, that line I wrote down too. The wearing imaginary rings. And Toss the Ashes had me ? And I was just like, wow. I liked it. I did like it. I didn't absolutely love it, but I did like it.
For me, it was one of those, like, it's a good song, not one of my favorites. I did enjoy listening to it, and I probably will listen to it again.
Yeah.
Wasn't what I was expecting when I pressed play on it. I will say.
I will say none of these are what I was expecting.
True.
I mean, So Long London was like kind of along the same vibes, but not sound-wise, really. All of them sounded a lot different than I expected. It was definitely a fun experience. Okay. Florida. This is the one that Jess was looking forward to the most, so I want to hear what Jess said.
It did not let me down at all. I absolutely loved it. This was the first one. I was like, this is my favorite. And like, I just remember it starting, and they said I was a cheat, and my jaw dropped. I was like, what?
I didn't hear that the first time, but the first verse did have me gasping.
Yeah, my friends smell like weed or little babies. I was like, that's pretty much my life right now.
Yep.
I loved this song. The hits after Florida, the like bam bam bam, so good. This one actually kind of gave me the sound that I was expecting because I know Florence and the Machine. So I was like, I know, same with Fortnite. I was like, I kind of had a feeling there were going to be similar vibes to those respective artists. And like Jess said, the song did not let me down. It was a great song. The first time I heard Florence, the first time I heard her voice, I got like full body chills. I was like, ah! I was so excited.
That drum beat, I was just like,
oh my god.
And their voice together sounded so good. I really liked the bridge. And after, I was like not sure what to make of it, but I was surprised with how much I liked it. I thought I would enjoy it, but I liked it a lot.
The one other note I had is that I wish that Post Malone had the same sort of amount of song time as she did, but loved it. Both the collabs in this album were very well done, I do think.
They're so good.
All right, Guilty as Sin. So I wrote down that this was a totally different vibe.
This was the one that had Am I Allowed to Cry? I was trying to listen for all the lyrics that we knew about and stuff, and
Same.
I got really excited every time I heard one. I was like, oh my god, there's another one.
So that I had that note when I got to Clairbo. I was like, we didn't hear some of the lyrics we saw. And then she announced the anthology, and I was like,
I saw a lot of people post that. They're like, they didn't even put the lyrics that they told us about.
Yeah. And then Taylor Nathan. Yeah.
Oh, this one I remember. I was trying to find the line that made me be like, excuse me. And we've already done it in my head. If it's make believe, why does it feel like a bow will both uphold somehow? And I was like, wait, I thought this was about sex. Is it about getting married? And then the chorus happened. I went, never mind.
In lowercase inside my vault, that line stuck out to me. I was like, wait, what did she say? In lowercase inside my vault. Yeah. What is lowercase inside her vault? Reputation. Oh my god. I was like, what?
I couldn't remember which song it was that had the vault in it. And I was just like, she mentioned the vault. She mentioned the vault.
So this one was the first one I noticed it, and then I started realizing it a lot more. It's very religious.
Yeah.
Like the crucify me, roll the stone away. I was like, so she's Jesus being crucified and coming back from the dead.
Religiously. Kind of reminds me of false god type vibe.
Yeah, I made a note that this album had a lot more religious references than music.
And Haunted was making me think of like the ghost and the phantoms, but also the song Haunted from Speak Now.
I wrote down that I love how it stops before starting again. It kind of reminds me of Dress too. And I was sighing toward the end of this.
Honestly, most of this album, my jaw just
my
jaw hurt at the end. Like I really was sitting there like, I'm gonna go back and watch the video again because I haven't watched my reaction video. But there was like several songs where I literally just sat there the entire time, stunned, speechless, with my jaw dropped. The entire 4 minutes. I was just like
I know.
My two reactions were because I was like, oh boy.
Oh my god.
It was like jaw drop or swig of my wine.
The only thing that would change is sometimes my eyes would get wider and I'd be like, what?
Yeah, I love this song too. But then, are we ready for the next one?
Who's afraid of
Oh my god.
This might be my favorite.
This then became my
I was like, damn, right at the beginning. I was like, damn. If you wanted me dead, you should have just said. I was like, oh my god.
I love the way she screams it. The scream, just, I got chills. This one, I was just this one, I changed my jaw drop to smiling, like the biggest smile.
Oh my god. I actually laughed after the You Should Be. I was like, I laughed. Oh my god, damn, Taylor. And the bridge.
Oh my god.
I loved it so much.
I was like, is this about the Lover House?
And it just keeps going and cutting with every line. I was like
I loved the circus life, like with her teeth getting pulled out, like that whole
I was like, what? Oh my god.
The I'm so tame line. Because I was like, wait.
The narcotics in all my songs line. I was laughing like, what?
Also the mention of the asylum and
yeah, there was a lot of mental hospital and death references in this album.
Yeah.
Crash the Party like a record scratch as I scream. That one was like another one that was just like, whew.
And I did write down that this one might be my favorite so far while I was listening to it.
I remember also the first time I heard this one, I heard her say the "I'll sue you" line, and I was like, "What?"
I laughed. I was like, this album is also very meta. It's very break the fourth wall, very...
It feels like it was written for like the actual fans, more personal than people that are just around because it's Taylor Swift. Like it's for the fans who kind of been around for a while. Is what it definitely felt like, not for like mainstream.
All right, I can fix him. No, really, I can't.
Woo! The jokes that he told across the bar were revolting and far too loud. Just made me think of the jokes weren't funny.
The sound at the beginning. Just like every single song has its own very unique thing. You know, it has a unique touch to it.
So I was like really high at this point, and I remember the "and only I can" line hit me so hard when I heard that. I was like, oh. I needed like a break after this song. I had to go take a little walk around the house and come back up.
That one shocked me. Yeah, that hit me too.
I noticed this had another Texas reference.
Yeah, this one I also noted had that westerny sounding story.
No, I mean, she mentions Texas.
But she does say...
There's a few references of Texas in this album.
But it had me laughing at the first verse and chorus. I liked it.
I really liked this one. I'm really sad it's so short, honestly. It's the same feelings I had with Now That We Don't Talk.
It didn't feel short to me.
It doesn't feel short. I just wish it was longer. That's all.
The last line.
That's what kind of shocked me about it, is that even though it's so short, it didn't feel like it. Like, I felt like it was a longer song. I don't know. Like, I didn't want it to be over or anything like that, but it just felt complete.
Also, Jess, you're totally right. I forgot about that. The last line, I was just like, huh! Stab me a bajillion times! Death by 1,000 fucking... What the heck was that? That one really got me.
I don't remember what the last line is.
Maybe I can't.
Maybe I can't.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'll make some clips of my good reactions to some of the really heavy lines, and I'll send them to you.
Yep. All right. LOML.
Okay. I was so happy. I was so proud of myself. I knew it didn't mean love of my life. I kept hearing it, and I was like, she keeps saying love of your life. And I see this in the video. I was like, she's not saying love of my life, so I don't think that's what it means. And then I finally heard it, and I was like, I knew it!
It's a double meaning, though. Like I said, it does mean love of my life, but it also means loss of my life at the end.
But she doesn't ever say love of my life in the song.
That's true.
It's just insinuated between the
lines. He said it. The song, so I did write down that the song did take me a little bit longer to latch onto, but then the bridge took me. The bridge took me out, but it took a little bit longer for me to really get into. By the end,
this one, the one kiss to getting married, still alive, killing time at the cemetery. I was like, again, wedding reference, and dead, and
cemetery,
and then the Holy Ghost. I was like, oh, another religious reference.
The get love quick scheme had me. That line.
The you shit talked me under the table got me. My jaw.
Talking rings and talking cradles.
Yeah.
Mr. Steal Your Girl, then make her cry. I was like, what?
Yeah.
There was a lot I didn't pick up on the first time I listened to this, and I still haven't picked up on because I haven't listened to it with the lyrics yet. The second listen I also did with no lyrics, but just like not high, and I picked up more. But I still haven't fully listened with lyrics yet, so there's still a lot that I haven't like deep dived into. But
I loved that bridge, and I was in shock at the end, loss of my life. And then I was like, I really like this song too. Oh my god, I love all these songs. By this point, I was like, what is this album?
Yeah.
Anything else about that?
I remember the coward claimed he was a lion. I'm combing through the braids of lies, and I just remember sitting there like, oh my god, just stab after stab. And then I'll never leave, never mind. I was like, oh, it just keeps going. Yeah, there was a lot of that throughout the whole album, though.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I can do it with a broken heart. I was shocked right at the beginning.
Yeah.
The sounds in this song again. Oh my god!
It's her like earpiece, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I heard, and I was like, oh my god!
Yeah, so it's her earpiece that she hears when she's on stage.
There were so many lines that stood out. But it also just reminded me of You're on Your Own Kid, because she says, I'm a real tough kid or something. So it kind of just it reminded me of that song quite a bit.
Yeah.
100% about the hair story.
Oh, yeah. The chorus had me gasping the whole time.
Which part's the chorus?
Because I'm a real tough kid. I can handle they said, babe, you gotta fake it till you make it. And
Yeah.
I did. Like,
and it was like really, really upbeat, but it was like cutting. Oh my God.
I remember I wrote the notes gut-wrenching, but in a really upbeat way.
This is my favorite song.
It's definitely up there for me.
It's the one I related to the most because I've had to run shows while I was depressed and grieving, and I just had to make sure the show went perfectly, even though I was like, I just want to curl up and die.
Yeah, all the pieces of me shattered as the crowd was chanting, and then the more that got me. Was that from a clip of her? Like, does anybody know if that was a clip from an actual show? Like the more part? Does it sound?
I don't know. I
think so.
I'd be really curious to know if that was a thing. And then I'm so depressed. I act like it's my birthday every day.
I know. Oh my God.
I cry a lot, but I'm so productive.
Yeah.
That was me at work on Friday. I was glad I listened to this song before work because Friday I just wanted to cry at my desk because it was really stressful and I was still somehow being productive.
And then the last part that got me was the "'cause I'm miserable and nobody knows." Like,
towards the end, I was like, damn.
Try and come for my job.
She has that sound, that her talking kind of in the background. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She's like, but I'm miserable or something.
Yeah, she says it in like a sort of yelly, like talky
and nobody
way.
knows or something like that. I was like, damn.
I called it unhinged.
Yeah, this is
very unhinged.
There's so much going on. It's definitely a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Itself.
Okay, the smallest man who ever lived. The beginning and my jaw on the floor.
I was so excited for this song and it did not disappoint.
Oh my God.
I literally wrote my jaw was dropped the entire time. That was my the bridge.
Pretty much.
You deserve prison, but you won't get time.
I didn't even hear that at all.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear that the second time either.
Oh my God, when she yelled, "You deserve prison," I was just like,
They just ghosted you. Now you know what it feels like. I laughed out loud. Like, what?
The gun under the pillow line, I was like,
oh my God,
what?
that line too. I was like,
Yeah, like the
sleeper. That kind of is relatable. But oh my God.
Yeah,
you didn't measure up in any measure of a man. I was like,
screaming. No, the line that stuck out to me was the rusting my sparkling summer, because it just reminded me of the rusting telephones and all that. Like, yeah.
That too. Yeah.
Stunned. I literally wrote "too stunned to speak" after the bridge.
I was like, oh my God, the bridge, and
Meggles, you need to listen to it again.
Yeah.
She was gonna have the best summer ever, and then he happened.
Mm.
You gotta listen for that prison line, Meggles. It's
I was like, what?
She did not hold back. Oh my God.
When the song ended, I was like, okay, I'm not ready for more. That's what I said after the song. I was like, okay, I'm not ready for more.
I was sad it wasn't about a cat. I was looking for a cat song. I was like, I kind of needed a happy song after all this. So what's funny is, before I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, I was like, I really need an upbeat song right now. And then that song came on, and I went, not like this! Not like this! This isn't what I meant!
Oh my God. Okay.
She was like, careful what you wish for on that one.
Not like this.
Ready for the alchemy?
The song, I realized I was listening to the censored version.
Oh, this was the song you realized you were listening to the censored version?
Because I was like, oh, I'm almost at the end, and I scrolled up to see something, and I was like, wait, where's the little E's? And then I was like, oh no, there's no little E's.
Hey everyone, let's take a quick break here just to remind you that if you're enjoying the episode, please give us a rating. It also helps a lot if you share the episode. Alright, now let's get back. I didn't have as much to say about this one, but I liked it. What I wrote down.
Oh,
I couldn't take it in a lot of it. I couldn't really piece it together in my head listening to the lyrics.
People are relating the bridge to shirts off and your friends lift you up over their head and bringing up like Jason without the shirt, and like the album would have been long recorded by the time that happened. I think she was talking generalized. I think it was all just happy coincidence because the album was long recorded by this point. It had to be.
I thought this was a Travis song, so
No, it's a Travis song.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Jason didn't take his shirt off till like January, February.
He just manifested it, I guess.
Yeah. That's why I was like, when people were like, oh, it's the Super Bowl. I'm like, the album had to be recorded
Super
at that
Bowl.
point.
No, I think it was just a general like football thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this is the song that was ruined for me on TikTok because I opened TikTok and the first thing that I saw was when people realized the song is The Alchemy is about Travis, and I was like, no.
I didn't piece it together when I listened to it.
I realized it the second listen through. It was about Travis. The first listen through, didn't realize.
I only realized it after I saw it on social media, after I listened to the album already. People were pointing it out, so that's the only thing that made me realize it.
I would have noticed it right away, and I'm sad I didn't get to experience if I would have or not, but hearing the football, I heard the team and the touchdown, and I was like, this is football references, is this about Travis? And I got super like, and then I was like, oh my god, the TikTok was right, and now I'm mad that it fucking ruined it for me. I think I would have noticed it on my own the first time. But.
See, I didn't even hear that. I didn't even hear those lyrics. A lot of the song I didn't understand because I didn't really hear these lyrics very well. Like, I liked the sound of the song, but I didn't really understand it when I first listened to it. So
same. I was like, I can't tell if this is a happy song or a not happy song. And then I listened to it the second time. I'm like, oh.
Okay, so do you guys remember that really stupid AI song that went around on TikTok?
Yes.
Like Big Travie in the Big Game? That ruined this song for me because it sounds like kind of similar the way that the lyrics are actually like football and stuff related. I was like, all I hear is that stupid AI song from TikTok, and I don't want to hear that right now, and it kind of ruins the song for me a little bit. I really like the song, but all I hear is that stupid AI song with Big Travie in the game, and just a stupid song, and I'm so
I don't
mad
think
that
I heard that.
I think you need to listen to this one more, and then that'll flush the other one out.
Yeah.
I also love the way she sings Lifetimes. That was my one.
Oh, yeah. I did too. There were a lot of things in this album. I love her vocals in this album. I love the different things she does with her voice. Oh, throughout it. It's just beautiful.
Okay, Clara Bow.
Oh. Oh my gosh. This one was... because it kind of... Things clicked for me as it was happening, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
I didn't really get it the first time I was listening.
I also didn't. I still don't really get it.
But then I was gasping at her dropping her name, Taylor Swift, and then I gasped that You've Got an Edge She Never Did. I was like, what? About
I
Taylor?
do like, I was kind of gasped when she said the Taylor Swift line. I also gasped with the Stevie Nicks line because someone I'd seen earlier had pointed out Stevie Nicks' tambourine thing in the installation. And I was like, oh my god, it's the library installation, Stevie Nicks! I got really excited. But yeah, I didn't really get this song.
It clicked for me because we talked so much about who Clara Bow was, and that was her with a certain person. And then Stevie Nicks in 75 was a lot of drugs, and that would have been her with another person. And then You Look Like Taylor Swift is her, but edgier because she's not the Taylor Swift she was.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't.
That's where I was like,
when I first heard it, I didn't understand it at all. I liked it. I didn't absolutely love it, but I did like it, but I didn't really get it.
See, I saw someone saying that it's supposed to be like people say Stevie Nicks looked like Clara Bow, and then saying that Taylor Swift looked like Stevie Nicks, sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't.
I've seen seen people say that people used to say that Taylor Swift looked like Clara Bow when she was first starting or something. Some people said that Clara Bow is for the fans who have been here from the beginning or something like that. I don't know.
I did see that, which I think is maybe why I don't fully get it, and I feel like I need to listen to it some more and read some more stuff on this one, because I just it didn't really like click for me much as the other ones.
But then it made me think of because she finally said her name, so finally that trend of like all the albums being sung has Taylor Swift being sung. But it made me think of how the original album is called Taylor Swift, and she didn't really have much of an edge then.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Is this the first time she's saying her name in a song?
No, she said it in 22. Who's Taylor Swift anyway?
Is that a lyric?
Yeah, that's a lyric.
Did she sing it though, or did she just say it?
No, it's spoken.
Okay, maybe that's what people were saying it then. Because I saw someone say that it's the first time that
I've seen people saying it's the second time. So me and Jess, we thought this was the end. Right? When we first listened. Yep. So I was like, overall, I love it.
I was like, I really love it. I'm so excited to hear the black dog in the manuscript.
So I thought there was going to be a bonus
song.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a bonus album, but I thought it was gonna be like the Midnight's bonus album. So I thought it was gonna be like 6 to 8 more songs, not 15.
Yeah, I was like, oh, a couple more songs are coming at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was like, Taylor, I am work in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. The black dog. At the beginning, I was like, what is this?
Okay, I did think it was interesting that she put the variant songs in reverse order of the way that she announced them.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
That was like the first thing I noticed when I was just scrolling through the album, looking at the song names. I was like, interesting. It starts with Black Dog and then goes backwards.
I didn't even really pay attention to the track list. I just hit play. So
and this one has the Old Habits Die Screaming,
which I love. During that part, I was like,
that's my favorite part of the song. With the little hits in it. Mm-hmm. And I was not expecting the Black Dog to be like a place.
Is
like
it a place? I don't know.
It's a bar. It's a bar. Yeah.
They actually have the sign up.
I didn't catch that when I was listening.
Is it an actual real place that you can go to? Oh, see, I thought it was like a fictional place, but like it's a place in the song. So I wasn't expecting it to be like a location. I thought it was gonna be more of like a metaphor, which I think it still is. Like I wasn't expecting her to write it in the.
Because I got the metaphor, but I didn't even catch that it was a place too. Like when I was listening,
I think it's still used as a metaphor, but it is described as like a bar that like she meets the dude in or something.
That he's going to meet someone in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The tail between your legs, you're leaving. I was like,
oh, yeah. I know, that line stuck out to me too. After breathing clean air, I still miss the smoke, had me gasping.
Yeah.
Oh, and were you making fun of me? I was like, oh my god.
Oh, she says the clothes again. Set
and
fire
then
to all my clothes.
Now I want to sell my house, burn down all my clothes.
I was like, is that the lover house?
Shocked. I was shocked. My jaw was on the floor a lot.
I'm gonna want to look up the starting line, that song that she's talking about that plays in the Black Dog. I need to hear this song now.
And then exercise my demons. I was like, what? Oh my god, I love that line. And then the outro too.
Okay, next.
I'm gonna get you back.
I was high, so it took me a minute to pick up on the double. It was like I was like halfway through the song and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get you back could mean 2 things. I felt really stupid. I was like, oh my god, that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Love it. Obsessed.
Yeah. You knew the price going in. I was like, oh my god, calling him out. It had me laughing, this song.
Yeah. Whether I'm gonna be your wife or smash up your bike. I'm gonna curse you out or take you back to my house. Haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you back. I'm like, I felt really dumb for not picking up on it earlier. I was like halfway through the song. I was like,
it kind of gave me a little bit of Blank Space vibes because of the 2 sides of it. I loved it.
Love this song.
I haven't had a chance to re-listen to it. I didn't really like it the first time I listened to it.
What?
Yeah.
I
I don't know.
love it
There's just
so
something
much.
about it that rubbed me the wrong way.
Hmm.
I think I need to re-listen to it because I wrote that in my notes. I was like, oh, I need to go back and listen to it later. I didn't have time to re-listen to the second half of the album. I got to re-listen to the first half, so I kind of had to because I was on the clean version.
Yeah. Oh no, I loved this song, and it was like so catchy too. I was vibing.
I was vibing like the entire album.
Yeah, same.
I mean,
I
I
was
was
like-
really high, so it definitely helped. But I was just like, my head was bobbing the entire time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a song that I didn't like.
Same.
There's some that I like wasn't as I probably wouldn't leisurely listen to as often, but if it came on, I wouldn't be mad, you know. But I would like
same.
pick it.
There was
but,
no
like,
song that I didn't like.
Really disappointed or really didn't like, you know. Anyways,
I was shocked. Okay.
yeah, Albatross, which is another variant song.
I was like, what? When she said she's the albatross, I was like,
Mhm.
what?
I know. I literally, in my
Oh my
reaction,
God.
I think I literally was like, she's the albatross! Like, which makes sense because her Grammy outfit kind of looked like
like
the
an
albatross people
albatross.
were pointing out. So,
Mm-hmm.
The locked me up in a tower line. I was like,
reminded me of Rapunzel. I don't know if that was intentional, but
Yeah. They tried to warn you about me, had me gasping, and then spread my wings like a parachute. I was like, whoa. Yeah.
this was another one. I was like, I'm gonna need to re-listen because I don't
You
really.
didn't like
I'm not
it?
like-
Aw.
it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
It kind of was more meh for me. I think I need to give it more listens to fully absorb it properly.
I only
I
bought
was-
2 variants, which were the Black Dog and the manuscript. And when I finished Bolter, I was like, I definitely bought the right 2.
It
this
didn't
was
stand
my
out
first
to me as
listen.
much as the other ones,
Hmm.
I would say. But I don't know if there was just like a little bit more of an expectation because it was a variant
Maybe.
song
Maybe.
that I kind of was like, there might have been like a underlying, ooh, this one has to be really good because it's a variant. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might have been a subconscious thing with it.
I think I just expected something different.
Yeah, I can see that.
I only tried to listen once before we talked about it so that I had just my initial thoughts. Obviously, I had to go back and re-listen to the ones that I didn't hear properly.
Yeah.
But that was like the only exception. I tried to only listen once before we talked about it.
Okay.
Chloe or Sam?
Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus had me shocked right at the beginning.
This is another one I didn't really understand, and I don't know if
Same.
I'm like
I didn't
kind of
really
dumb or
understand
like,
either. But
I'm
I
like,
was,
who are all these people? Like, I don't know. who
I
these
was
people
laughing
are.
and shocked toward the end, though. I don't remember why, but I was laughing.
The name thing reminded me of like any Tom, Dick, or Harry. Like you just list like generic names because you don't know. I don't know if that's a phrase in Canada.
Oh, and I was distracted during this song because this is when I actually looked at the track list and saw the "Thank You, Amy," how it was
Yeah.
punctuated, and I was like, "What?" So I was a little distracted during this song. Like, wait
There
a
was
second.
there was one line that stood out to me in this one, and it was, "Will that make your memory fade from this scarlet maroon?"
Oh, I did not hear that. Interesting.
I was like,
And also at this point, I think I was really overwhelmed and just like,
I'm not gonna lie, like this portion of the album, I was like, there was a lot in my brain, and I feel like I didn't really get to absorb the second half as well as the first half.
I knew I liked them all, but I was just like, I don't know what to think about this.
I'm kind of glad I listened to it in 2 parts. It gave me some time to sit with the first half.
I know. I kind of regretted listening to the whole thing that late at night because by the end I was really tired, overwhelmed, and just
Yeah, like some of these on the second half, I'm like, oh, I vibed to these, but they don't really stand out. They're all just really vibey and like they're enjoyable to listen to, but they didn't really like stand out to me as much as some of the ones in the first half did. That makes sense.
Yeah. All right. How did it
Except
end?
for this next one.
I was like, before it started, I was like, I'm scared of this song.
I had to pause after the first line, and I was like, oh my god, the sentence.
What was the first line?
We hereby conduct this
Oh,
postmortem.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I was, oh my
I was
God.
like, she was telling us the whole time.
I had to pause it and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this song right now. Like after that first line, I was like, oh no.
I do have to say, I love the piano and the intro. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
When I finished Clairvaux, I was like, we hereby conduct this postmortem. Didn't really play into this except for all the death. And then I listened to this and I was like, never mind. Never mind.
This one also had the come one, come all, it's happening again, and the lost the game of chance. What are the chances?
Mm-hmm.
I noted that those two were in this one. And the DYING.
I know. I was like, wait, what did she just spell?
I was so high, I had to pause it, and I was like, DYIO.
Yeah, I was listening to it. I'm like, DYing. Oh, dying.
Yeah.
I could see on my face, like, oh.
I was like, bruh, I cannot think about spelling right now. What the heck did you just spell?
We tell no one except all our friends. Had me shocked. I was like, what? Oh my God. And the bridge. And
I
she
wrote
spelled
down the bridge.
And she spelled the DYING in a tree too. It had me like,
Yeah. So I was like, that wasn't how you spell kissing.
yeah.
I also
like,
I saw someone post the DYING part to kids spelling is fun and then put that screenshot. I was like, no. That was really funny.
Oh my God.
I need that.
I was like, oh my God.
Now.
Yeah, I love this song.
Yeah, this one was when my edibles were really, really hitting. And I literally had to take a 20-minute break and go sit outside in the cold and just sit with this song for 20 minutes before I could continue listening to the rest of the album. This one hit me really hard.
It hit me hard too. All right, so high school?
I was a little distracted during this one. I forget what happened and I was trying to take care of it. But something happened while I was listening.
I chuckled at the first line. I don't remember what the first line is. I was chuckling.
It is, I feel so high school.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't pick up on who this was about until after I looked on social
Really?
media.
I did right away. I picked this up right away because it was so...
I think I was like slightly distracted because my brain was still on like, how did it end?
Yeah.
So I don't think I was like fully able to process this one.
I remember listening to it, and then the second time she sings the post chorus about trying to stifle my sighs, I was like, oh.
See, I didn't hear that line. I didn't hear that line at all, actually.
Your friends all are around, so be quiet. I was like, oh, that's weird. You have to be quiet around his friends. And then I was like, oh!
I heard that line after I saw someone posting about it on social media, and then I listened to it the second time. Then I heard the line. But the line that stuck out to me that distracted me before that was the American Pie on a Saturday Night. I was laughing at that line. I was just cracking up. I loved the song.
Now that you bring the stifle sighs in, I'm wondering if it's not who people think it's about. Now I'm confused.
It's Travis. Yeah.
Okay, why does she have to be quiet in front of his friends?
They're having sex.
Oh.
Not in front of his friends while they're there.
Playing.
Oh, yeah, I guess touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. Okay. I was like, yeah, I did not pick up that this was about.
Yeah, people were posting about that line, she's freaky.
I was like, Taylor!
Yeah, I didn't get this one the first couple times. I didn't know. I was high, okay? It was a good song. I was just vibing from like, how did it end up until the manuscript? I was kind of just vibing too hard that the lyrics weren't
they weren't clicking.
Processing, so I kind of was just like, oh, these are some really good songs, but not a lot of them really processed in real time to be able to fully get what the songs were about. Up until the manuscript. After How Did It End, my brain was just kind of like mush, and then kind of came back near the end.
But no, this song had me laughing, and then partway through the song, I was like, I wonder if this is a Travis song. So I got that right away, and I said, it's such a cute song. I really liked it.
I'm so happy we got Travis songs. I actually didn't think that there would be Travis songs on this album. I was not expecting it.
We learned a lot about Taylor in this.
I know.
That's why I'm thinking it definitely felt like it was more for fans and not mainstream media, sort of like it felt more for us.
It's a really vulnerable album.
Yeah.
Okay, I hate it here now.
Oh, This hit so hard for me. So
This
I'm gonna
song?
play this when I go into work. Yeah.
See, I liked this song, but I didn't absolutely love it.
I find myself, I do it all the time when I'm in a situation I'm absolutely miserable. I just start daydreaming about being somewhere else.
I do that too. I didn't get it.
The Finding Secret Gardens, I was like, yeah, I just put myself somewhere else and just...
I don't know.
Yeah, this one was just kind of meh for me. I liked the imagery and stuff, but again, like I said,
Same.
I was kind of just vibing these last few songs before the lyrics started sticking again. So these ones were...
This was one of my favorites.
I need to give the second half a better listen through.
Yeah, no, I like the imagery. I don't know. I just didn't.
I related a lot to this one.
I wrote that I liked the Secret Gardens line and that the imagery was really nice.
All right. Thank you, Amy.
I'm stupid. It took me a minute. I was like, what are the capitals spelling out? And then I was like, Kim, no.
This made me chuckle so much.
There's the line about your child singing.
I laughed so hard with that line.
Oh my god, this song.
Literally, I think I chuckled when she said the bronze spray tan statue of you.
See, I didn't get that line when I first was listening. Now
I think it's because I was preloaded to know it was about Kim from the title.
Same.
I don't think I would have caught on, like, if she didn't make it that obvious. I don't think I would have caught on.
I didn't. I went back and read the title after.
But I can't forget the way you made me heal that line. I was like, wow, that's deep. This song had me almost crying. It was hitting.
I made a note that can't think of the line where she talks about she wouldn't be who she was if not for that.
Oh, that's towards the
And I
end.
think about that a lot. That if that
there wouldn't be this if there hadn't been you. I was like, damn, man, this
we
song.
wouldn't have had Reputation. We wouldn't have had any of that.
This song had me emotional, but also laughing at the same.
Yeah.
And one day your kid comes home singing a song that only us two is gonna know it's about you.
Oh, I was cracking up during that part. I was like, oh my god. This song was a journey.
Oh, the part about her mom, too.
Yeah, my mother is a saintly woman, but she used to
guess.
say she wished that you were dead. Jaw on the floor. Oh my god.
Killed me.
I love this song. Okay, I look in people's windows. I did note.
I was really intrigued by this title.
I did note that I love her voice in this song.
I have a question for you. The out, like that in the south, did it remind you of like it reminded me of breathing when you're in labor?
No, it didn't. I didn't get that.
Let me go listen real quick.
And I was like, oh.
It gave me a little bit of Death by 1,000 Cuts vibes.
I'm addicted to the If Only.
It does give a lot of like breathing sounds, especially the south one.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's breathing a lot through it.
That was why it made me think of the breathing through labor.
I didn't have that much to say about this one. I liked it, but also at this point, I think I was really tired.
One thing to note is this is the shortest song on the entire album at 2 and 11 seconds. It's shorter than the I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can. Yeah, I don't have like a whole lot to say about this one. I liked it and I like her voice in it. I like sound of the song, but it didn't really like stick out to be like memorable, really.
Yeah, same.
But I did really like it a lot.
Okay, The Prophecy. I don't want money, just somebody who wants my company. I was like, damn, that lyric.
Cursed by Eve from the Bible.
Oh, yeah, that line.
Yeah,
too.
the Eve line got me. That one stuck out to me.
Yeah.
I made a note, she can't escape the witch rumors with the gathered with a coven. But I howl like a wolf at the moon.
I didn't hear any of those lyrics.
It's the bridge, but I howl like a wolf at the moon, and I look unstable, gathered with a coven round a sorceress table. A greater woman has fate, but even statues crumble if they're made to wait. The statue that crumbled is Diana the Huntress, who's also the goddess of the moon and wolves. I was like, oh.
See, I didn't even hear any of those lyrics, because by this point, I was really tired. But the second time I listened to this song, it stuck out more. And right now I can think of how it goes along with But I really liked it. I didn't have that much to say about it.
That's the same with me. This one again, like the lyrics weren't really sticking. But I'm reading the lyrics right now, and they are beautiful, very jam-packed lyrics. And I feel like I really need to give this song a few more listens because I do really like the lyrics that I'm reading. I just can't even think of like how this song goes right now.
I can think of how the song goes. I really do like how her voice sings this song. It goes like up and down a lot.
Okay, so you're saying about the voice. I'm kind of listening to it right now.
Yeah, I like how it goes up and down.
I did note that there was a few songs that reference witching or crucifying or like sorcery, stuff like that. There was quite a few songs that reference that sort of thing.
All right, anything else you have to say about the prophecy?
I do, but it ties into the next song.
Oh, really?
So the next song is Cassandra, and I find it interesting the prophecy is before Cassandra because Cassandra is a seer who no one believed for her prophecies.
Yeah, so when I heard this song, I was curious what it was about, and I was hearing it because what call did she get? I was thinking maybe this one was about Scooter, possibly, or Kanye.
Filled my cell with snakes.
Yeah, I definitely got reminded of Reputation and the burning all the witches vibes with the snake line and burn the bitch and like it reminded me of
the Do You Believe Me Now? I was like, oh wow, I loved it.
And also she's back in the tower again. There's another reference to the tower. The line that stood out to me the most was twisting all my smiles into snarls.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
That line stuck out to me. And then just all the ones about like her being burned and stuff, because it just kept reminding me of the Reputation era with the snakes and burning all the witches. And
well, it just made me wonder about Scooter because what happened last summer is that suddenly all his clients left. And so that's why I was like, is this maybe about Scooter? Because before, when she was talking about re-recording her music, a lot of people were like, why are you doing that, and making fun of her, and they didn't say anything bad about Scooter at all, you know? And then all of a sudden last summer, a lot of his clients left him. So that's why I was like, that's why I made the connection. It was like, I wonder. I really like this song.
Christian chorus line made me think of Christianity again. I noticed the first half was more like Christianity, Catholic imagery, and the second half was more Greek mythology.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, Peter?
So I heard Forgive Me, Peter, my fearless leader, and I was like, Peter Pan? And then she said, never grow up, and I was like, I called it.
Well, I immediately thought of Peter and Wendy.
Yeah.
Where Peter loses Wendy, and I was like,
I forgot about
Peter
that
Pan.
Yeah, I immediately thought of Peter Pan when I saw Peter, just like automatically.
Yeah.
Because she's also mentioned Peter Pan before. Peter losing Wendy and
that's what I was talking about. I immediately thought of Peter losing Wendy, and I was like, oh, it's a Peter Pan reference. And then the more I listened to the song, I'm like, oh my god, it actually is about Peter Pan.
I forgot that about that line, and that's why I was just like,
I loved the piano in this song. It was really pretty. And I loved the bridge. And then she says, you were 25. I was like, wait, what? 25? And it made me curious. I was like, who is Peter?
I've seen some theories, but
I haven't seen any theories yet, but I'm curious.
I've seen theories based on the 25 lines.
I figured that's why that line stood out to me. I was like, she's probably giving us a hint there. But I really like this song.
Yeah, good song. It didn't really stick out to me as much as some of the other ones. It might have just been that like there was just so many songs at this point that like my brain was just kind of turning to mush a little bit.
Yeah. This one stuck out to me.
This isn't the one about men my own age. There was a song that had a line about dating people their own age, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
If it might have been the manuscript.
That line stuck out to me too, but I don't remember which song.
So this one, I remember hearing the line, when crossing your jet stream, we both did the best we could to do underneath the same moon. And I was wondering if maybe there was something that happened where her and someone like kind of crossed jet streams, like using their private jets or something. And I was wondering if maybe that was a line that could help people figure out what song this was or not.
See, I was kind of thinking it was like an astrological thing, born under the same moon.
Maybe. I just remember that one stick out to me when I first heard it.
Yeah, I really liked this song. I was like, I don't know, because it's like you'll come back to me when you grow up or something, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Kind of just
And
gave
then
me
she's
like
closing
weird
the window on him, and it's like, oh, I was like, that's deep.
Yeah, it's just like he won't grow up, he's immature. It's the vibe I got.
It also made me think of Never Grow Up, just with the wish I never grew up part.
It just made me think of an old love that you thought maybe one day would come back, you know?
Yeah.
Peter loses Wendy.
Really sad. Okay, The Bolter.
The Bolter.
I didn't really like it.
You didn't like it? I liked it.
I think it's another one that I need to listen to it again. It didn't pull me in as much as I thought.
Yeah.
I have the same feelings towards it, kind of like the same as the Albatross. I don't know if it was just because I had like higher expectations knowing it was a variant song or like what it is, but it wasn't as memorable to me as some of the other ones. I did not like it. Yeah. It was just another kind of meh, like it's a good song.
He'd call her a whore. That line, I was like, damn.
There was one line that stuck out to me. Where is it?
And then the bridge, I was like, that was some bridge.
Her bridges are amazing.
The line, there's escape in escaping, really stuck with me. That was like the only part of the song that like, I don't know why.
So this was another one that the chariot is waiting. And I was like, that's very fairy tale, but it's also very Greek Colosseum chariot racing. And
no, I love this song.
Yeah, I think I need to listen to it again.
I like the lyrics, so I think I just need to listen to it a little bit more to fully like it.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. I just think I need to.
It wasn't an immediate like or love. It was just kind of a neutral. I enjoyed listening to it, but it wasn't like a immediate, oh my god, I love this song.
Same.
All right, Robin?
I noticed in this one, I don't think she says the word Robin at all throughout the entire song.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
I was listening for it and I didn't hear it. And I'm just kind of putting this together now. Is this about Robin from Winnie the Pooh?
I have no idea.
Because she says tiger.
I'm
just clicking into this right now. Is it about...
I don't know any of the lyrics in this song.
I just remember the tiger. She kept saying tiger, and I'm like, I wonder if it's...
I said that this might be my least favorite song, but maybe I am just tired. That's what I said during the recording. I liked it. It didn't click with me at all.
I am kind of on the exact same page with you, Meggles. I think this might be, like, if I had to pick a least favorite, I think it would be this one, and I don't know, like, why.
Same.
I don't get it at all. I don't know. I think I need to give it some more chances because I didn't not like it. It just
I think I zoned out during this song because I went on a side tangent when the first time she said "Way to go, Tiger." I was like, Mary Jane, is this song about Peter Parker, and is this a Spider-Man song, Higher and Higher? I was like, wait, my brain went on a tangent, and so I missed a good chunk of the song.
At this point, I was really high, and I'd heard a lot of songs and a lot of words, and this one just kind of, I think I did also zone out, and I kind of just didn't have anything to say after this song. It just kind of was like, it was a nice tune.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you about any part of the song other than the tiger line, and it was very notable to me that I didn't hear her say Robin the entire time. Because I was waiting for her to say Robin, and she didn't at all. So I thought that was very weird. And that was like the only thing I remembered about this song is that she didn't say the title at all in the entire lyrics.
All right, the manuscript?
This one made me cry.
Dang, the intro I said. I already love how... But I was too tired at this point. That's what I said. I said it was pretty.
I really liked this one.
Then she dated boys who were her own age, and I was just like, it made me realize who this was about.
I'm still not sure, 100% sure, because there are a couple people that it could be about. I've seen 2 series.
Then the actors were hitting their marks, and the slow dance was a light with the sparks, made me think of the All Too Well 10-minute film. Yeah. And then I was positive I knew who this was about.
Yeah.
Okay, when you say that, the theory that I've seen is a correlation with that.
I've seen 2 theories. I'm definitely leaning towards that one.
Yeah, once I saw that part, I was like, oh.
I didn't pick up on who it was about when I listened to it. I just remember really liking it, and the last line really got me, and I cried at the end, and then I realized it was the last song on the album. Oh my god. And
Yeah. The last
was
line. Mm-hmm.
because I was like, oh, I don't have any like other songs to look forward to because we heard them all.
But the story isn't mine anymore. Really got me.
Yep, same. I liked how it ended. Yeah.
It's really pretty, and I like the way she says I reread the manuscript. I really liked it.
Okay.
Overall thoughts of the album.
So, I absolutely loved it. So I was really shocked with how much I loved it. Like I said already, there was no song that I just didn't like. And I absolutely loved so many. And out of 31, that is so crazy. So I was just in shock.
I'm in the same boat as you. I would say it's skipless. There are some songs that I probably wouldn't intentionally pick to listen to.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any sort of inclination to skip or not finish a song. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed bopping my head to all of them. I made note of, like, there's tons of names, which is really interesting to me. Like, the amount of like, different people's names that are thrown into songs and stuff. I would say I enjoyed the first half of the songs more than the second half, and I don't know if that's just because it's the first half, so I had more energy and my brain was working more. I don't know. But as of right now, most of my favorite songs are on the first half. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think that overall it's definitely one of my favorite albums of hers for sure.
Yes, I agree.
I really liked it more than I thought I would. When people were talking how they thought it was going to be like a sister album to Folklore Evermore, I was like, oh, those aren't my favorite. I like songs from them, but they're not like my go-to vibe. And then it like really grabbed me in a way I didn't think it would.
Yeah.
I honestly think of it more as a sister album to Reputation and Midnight's.
It's like all of those albums.
Mm-hmm.
The thing it does is it kind of takes different elements of different styles she's done. And so it kind of reminds me of all of those together. It feels a little bit more Evermore than Folklore to me. Yeah, it took so many, and it kind of had just a little bit of hints of 1989 too. Like, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, that sound kind of reminded me a little bit of the pop style that 1989 is. Yeah, it just took so many different elements and blended it really well.
Because then there was also like the countryer sounding that reminded me of like her even older music. So I'm like, it kind of felt like a mix of like and then somehow almost all of her albums, really.
Yeah, and then there were some that reminded me of Lover, too.
A lot of them made me be like, this is like a callback to Lover and a response to this song in Lover.
Because then there was also a couple that, the one with the Torture Post Department, I said reminded me of All Too Well, with him leaving the thing at her house. It just reminded me of the scarf being left at the house. So it's just... There were songs that reminded me of almost every album, I think, when I was just listening to it. But that leads into the next question that I had, which was, what genre would you say this is?
I don't know.
Because I was thinking about it, and I was like, I don't even know. Like, if somebody asked me what genre this album was, I don't think I would have an answer.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know how to categorize this album. It's different. It's
like, if someone were to ask you, what is this album about? Or, like, give me, like, a little thing to make me want to listen to this album, what would you say?
It's very raw and vulnerable and has very different sounds. I don't know.
I would say it's the different things you go through and experience in your life making you into the person you are. Like, if you didn't have those experiences, you wouldn't be who you are today.
Yeah.
I would say I think there's a song on here for everybody, with all the different types of sounds of each song, and like kind of a lot of the songs are different genres, like we said, so I feel like there would be at least one song that everybody would kind of enjoy or relate to with the lyrics. Maybe not all of them, unless you're like us, but like, I feel like there's at least one that everybody would like. You just have to sit there and listen to 31 songs. I can't believe, and this is her longest album to date. It's longer than Red, which is crazy.
2 hours and 2 minutes. So,
and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Same. Oh my god. All right, what's the next question?
Your favorite of the variant songs, the 4 variants, or favorites. I have 2 that I like more than the other 2. But
Manuscript.
I put down the Bolter and the Albatross and the Black Dog.
I think my order for the variants right now, with having 2 listens, would be number 1's the manuscript, number 2 is Black Dog, then the Albatross, and then the Bolter would be my order right now.
I don't know my order.
Subject to change, but those are my current order.
Yeah. I have a feeling mine aren't going to change, but that's what I said after I first listened.
Next question is songs that hit the hardest for you. Do you have any that stand out for that?
I hate it here.
So Long London. How Did It End? LOML. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, and I hate it here.
For me, it would be I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, How Did It End, and the manuscript were my 3 that I had to take a minute. The last one I have is kind of your favorite song so far, which my list is very long. My list is about half of the album right now.
Same.
Because I just I haven't listened to it enough to be able to digest the full thing enough to be able to say I have like top 3. Like I have a top half, you know? Like,
yeah.
I'm going by what is in my head. Like what song stuck with me after I stopped listening to it, and it's I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
I listed the ones right after I finished listening to the full album. I listed it in my recording, so I just took notes from that. So my favorites are The Bolter, Peter, Cassandra, Thank You Amy, So High School, How Did It End, The Albatross, I'm Gonna Get You Back, The Black Dog, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, Down Bad, So Long London, Florida, Guilty as Sin, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, LOML, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived.
Okay, I feel less bad about my list now. So I'm going to say my list, and then I'm going to say my response when Jess said the ones that is currently in your head. So my list that I wrote down like right after listening is Fortnite, and these are I wrote them in order from
I wrote them backwards.
So my favorites based off my first listen was Fortnite, The Torture Post Apartment, Down Bad, So Long London, But Daddy I Love Him, Florida, Guilty as Sin, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, I Can Fix It, No Really I Can, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, The Alchemy, I'm Gonna Get You Back, How Did It End, and the manuscript. So if you notice, most of it's like the first half of the album. I don't know, I just enjoyed I think they just had a little bit harder of a hit, like for me, they just stuck with me more. Based off of what Jess is saying about which one's kind of in my head the most, I would say Who's Afraid of Little Old Me is definitely up there, and The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, and I Can Do It With Broken Heart. Those top 3 would be like the most that's in my head right now.
Currently, this might change before the next episode. So,
like I said, I don't think I've listened to it enough to have a solid top favorites, because I've only listened to them all maybe twice. Some of them didn't get a second listen yet, so. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Now Ruby's gonna go because she has less time right now.
Yeah.
So she's gonna go, and me and Jess are gonna talk about what led up to this.
All the news.
What a week.
Leading up to the album release was a lot.
Yeah, a bunch of QR codes were found in different cities, and it's interesting to note all the different cities were actually tour cities, and they're found in weird locations.
Wasn't one not, though? Montreal.
Is she not going there on
tour?
tour?
No, she's not.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And they were in weird places, too, because wasn't, like, the Paris one in a restaurant?
I have no idea. I didn't see where they were. We talked a little bit about it, right? So we explained what it was in the last episode, how they were hand painting a QR code onto a building.
Yeah, and that it was TPD 13, and when it finally was complete, it spelled for Fortnite, and if you went to TaylorSwift.com/4Fortnite, or if you went to 4Fortnite's website, it led to a countdown that led up to the Fortnite single. Oh yeah, Brooklyn too. She didn't tour in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's in New Jersey, right? That's where the stadium is.
Yeah.
And there wasn't one in New Jersey, was there? So maybe that was instead.
The other thing that happened this week was she hid words in her lyrics in the Apple Music playlist.
Mm-hmm.
And it was word a day. It's like your daily Wordle.
We were talking about that in the last episode too.
Yeah, we didn't know what it was going to end up spelling, and it ended up spelling, "We hereby conduct this post-mortem," which we talked about in the episode.
Yep. That actual line is in one of the songs.
In the second half of the album.
Yeah. The Spotify, what was it called again?
Pop-up.
Yeah.
I was about to say the pop-up at the Grove. It had lots of little Easter eggs, but it also had a book that every day at 2:00 revealed a new lyric.
Mm-hmm.
Page turned for a new lyric.
Yeah.
And did they also put the lyrics in Times Square?
Yeah, I saw a building.
That looks like the Flatiron.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the Flatiron. That's where the ball drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of Easter eggs in this. We would probably need an entire episode to go over them all.
There's so many Easter eggs in the pop-up. Oh my god, the details on that thing. Ugh, I wanted to go there in person so bad.
Same. I think we may end up doing an episode on it.
Yeah.
Or discussing it just as it come up, but it's way too much. This would become a 5-hour podcast if we deep dove into this. So,
but one notable thing is that the clock was pointing to 2:00, and she was doing the twos a lot, and then also this like teaser video thing. I think it was Wednesday. I don't remember, but there was like a teaser video of going out of the Midnight's room and into the Poets department. And she stepped.
I think it was on Wednesday.
The clock in the Midnight's room said 2:00. So she went out of the Midnight's room, which looked kind of like a room in a house, you know, and then she stepped out into the hallway and everyone was like, mental ward, oh my god. But then other people were like, police department, office building. Yeah, it could have been so many things, but I definitely
I got the video. I'm gonna
after watching the music video, I definitely get the mental ward vibe.
Yeah.
But
also, besides the 2:00 on the clock, was a hand that was doing the peace sign, and it changed colors the next day. It went from a black hand to a white hand.
No, it was white first.
Oh, was it? I thought it was black first.
No, it was white first, and then it was black the next day.
So yeah, it was to tell us about the two sides of the album. And that was her first threads as well, was the album release.
Yeah.
The second half.
Yep.
Anyway, it led to a countdown, and then Thursday at 2:00 was the single for Fortnite CD, which sold out really fast, went back in stock, and then sold out again. And then I spent a lot of time digging because it wasn't very clear. They were talking about something for Record Store Day, and record stores were talking about what they were going to get. And what it was is there is a hand note from Taylor. It's a card. You can get it at your local record store by chance. I was researching like crazy to see if they were getting the anthology, and that wasn't it. So we don't know when we're going to get that.
Yeah. Oh, because that's the other thing that happened is all the leaks happened on Wednesday. There were so many leaks, and everyone was posting about it. And there were a lot of leaks saying it was such a terrible album. They were so disappointed and blah, blah, blah.
It was the most downloaded leaked album with 184,000 downloads.
Oh my god. Wow, thank you, leakers. That's awesome. Good job, Taylor. But they only leaked the first half because she kept the second half totally secret.
The speculation it was an employee at Target. So it would make sense they only had the first half because, like I said earlier, we don't have the anthology on any CD or vinyl or anything.
That's why she did that. Because she knew it would leak.
Yep.
And everyone said it was so terrible. I was trying to stay away from the leaks, but I saw some people commenting and being like, oh, it's such a letdown, blah, 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 blah. And so I was even more shocked listening. Thank you, leakers, for bringing my expectations down to even be more mind blown.
She spoiled us this week. Also, Thursday, before the album came out, she showed us a little silent preview of Fortnite music video.
Yeah, and I was shocked with the visuals. Oh my god.
Yeah, so that video came out Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, the music video, the actual music
video, yeah. I guess the last bit of news, which we talked about, was at 2 a.m. she announced that it was a double album and released the second half.
Which explains the twos.
Yeah. and the black and white.
The 2 a.m. Well, we didn't know 2 a.m., but the clock at 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Also broke her own record. Originally, Midnights was the most streamed song on Spotify and Apple Music, and now it's the Tortured Poets Department with over 200 million streams in its first day.
Yep. She broke so many records.
Oh, the Fortnite preview was for the For Fortnite challenge, which was to share 14 moments from your life in a video. And she posted hers, and it starts with a cute little clip of her and Travis cooking together. And
I haven't even seen that.
It's really cute. Rubee shared it. I watched the Fortnite music video today, and I screamed because I saw the credits where it showed Ethan Hawke. And I was like, oh. And then I looked up who Josh Charles was, and it turns out they're both in a movie called The Dead Poets Society.
What? Oh my god.
Little unknown movie. Not many people know it. Not many people mistakenly called this album that.
No, I know. That's why I'm shocked they were both in that movie.
And their names on the jackets are their characters' names from the movie. Somebody pointed out.
Oh, really?
I've never seen the movie, so I didn't know. But yeah, their names on the jacket are their characters from the movie. And she made an Instagram post thanking them and saying, Tortured Poets, please say hi to our neighbors down the hall, the Dead Poets.
Oh, wow. Cute. To celebrate the Tortured Poets Department, on release day, Instagram did a chat theme
Ooh.
for it. So the chat was gray. Also, the threads saying the gold hashtag. And then we knew something was happening at 2 a.m. when you went to her Instagram profile again, like we explained in the last episode, and did the refresh thing. It then showed a countdown. I did this after the album. After listening to the first half, I did that, and it said 41 minutes left. So I was like, yep, something's definitely happening at 2. Well, 2 for Eastern. For me, it was only going to be 11 p.m. But
now it is the Tortured Poets Department and a hand, and if you click them, it takes you to be able to go to buy the album.
Oh.
And her threads.
The other thing is, she apparently sorted the new songs into the 5 Stages of Grief playlist.
Yep. And they are above the Midnights ones. So they are in reverse order, except for Bejeweled.
Except for a few of them. Carolina wasn't.
Oh, yeah, Carolina.
Bejeweled wasn't. There might be one more. Yeah. So she did add to that playlist.
Yeah.
And then what were you going to say as the last bit of news?
American Cross tweeted about the I stopped CPR after all, it's no use. They're like, excuse me, you did what?
Oh, there's another thing of news that I didn't add to. A lot of places have been tweeting and posting about the album. One of the places that posted about the album was a police station, and they were responding to the songs like a different lyric for each song or something like that, and they were responding as a police station.
I saw one where they were like, murder is illegal.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
And same with the theft, too. They said theft is illegal. Oh, and there was a spike tires or something line, or put out tire spikes or something like that. And they were like, we can, you can't.
We probably missed some news. It was a very heavy news week, but we kind of expected that.
Yes, but there's been a lot of responding to the album, a big response. I did see, I'm trying to remember, I think I shared it. I think it was a Billboard or something review. It was some kind of music specific review, but yeah, it's been getting really good reviews. Swifties has been really loving it so far. I've only seen good things. I don't know about you, but I've been saying in like overwhelming positive things about it. My mom has seen some things about it too. She hasn't listened, but she has seen things popping up about it.
Yeah, Paladin, I don't think has listened to it yet.
Yeah, it was a very, very intense experience. Very vulnerable and raw, and there were lots of drugs mentioned, alcoholism, mental health, death, like lots of references to death and religion, and oh my god.
I can't wait to deep dive. It's just going to be a nightmare with how much there's going to be.
I know. All right. Well, this was our first response to the Tortured Poets Department. I almost said society. Please let us know your thoughts. What's your favorite songs? What do you think? And also let us know any other questions you want us to answer about it, or what you would like us to talk more about. Just let us know. Join our Discord.
Yes, the Tortured Poets Department role is live.
Yeah, and I took it. So exciting. So if Tortured Poets Department is one of your favorite albums, you can select it as your role.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Talk to you guys
See you next week.
next